running.
Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
It's lagging because it's just getting. It's trying to get the. Anyway, I'm Chris. I'm one of the co-founders, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also make some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be
sure to subscribe.
Oh, sorry. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track, so thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
It might be crooked because you moved my camera.
That's probably why it's crooked.
Anyway.
I was watching TV.
Okay. And so when the pandemic happened, one of the things that we did is we started doing the live stream broadcast from here at our house, in our room, in these chairs that got put in this room for no good reason, but then we used them for something. And we put a big TV over there, and then the camera just lives there. Visual Kiosk is kind of quiet. The problem is we're using the lousy microphone instead of the good microphone. So this is actually as loud as it can go without it peaking and blowing out the dynamic range.
I forgot it was going to be quiet, so I talked regular. So I'll try to talk louder.
Okay.
In between my chewing. Do you guys want to eat dinner with me? Yes, you do.
Yeah. Marie Campos says, I'm here. And I said, hi here. I'm Dad.
That sounds like something you would say.
Right? GGB says, hello, beautiful people. Mike is here, so is Bonita. Type 1 Keto is here as well, so is Missy. And Type 1 Keto is going to change accounts.
Okay.
And I'm
going to have food in my teeth
everyone
the
is
whole
doing
time.
well. Yes, you will. Esty Bradley is here. So is Teresa.
Teresa.
Mama Cat says, Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Visual Keto says, Heidi ho, friends. Hi there. Hello.
Hi-ho.
Let's see. Jennifer says, good evening, beautiful people. Dennis is here. So is Brenda. And Meg says, it's not easy typing with one hand. It's also not easy being cheesy. See, Phyllis says, good afternoon. Marie says, I missed the daily live streams, but I understand time constraints and work stuff. It was taking an inordinate amount of time out of our lives. 6 days a week, so...
It was kind of fun to have, routine.
Okay, Andrea says, I have a quick question. I have Keto Chow dated 2022. What's the real expiration date? Add 3 years if the expiration date is before 2027.
Andrea, how are you? I miss you. I hope you're doing good.
So Visual Keto says, okay, I'll turn you up to 50, right?
Sorry.
Denise is here. Rhea says, my TV screen went black, but I can see you fine on my phone. Wow.
Well,
okay.
I can just tell you how delicious this is.
Okay.
Food is always way more delicious when you haven't eaten.
When you're hungry. What is it? Hunger is the best... What's that word? Best spice? No. Someone's going to point it out, and they'll be like, hunger is the best something or other, and I can't remember what it is. I'm having to fix the stupid trackpad again. Let's see if that works.
Okay.
It won't scroll for me.
I'm sorry I'm chewing. It's so rude. I hate it when people eat in front of me.
Let's see. Marie says Meg broke her wrist. Wow.
Oh, sorry, Meg.
Patricia is here. Jerry says, how is the supply stock looking for chocolate malt this week?
I don't know.
Actually,
I haven't looked at it.
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Look at it. I'm eating a Johnsonville bacon cheddar sausage. And I know the carbs are a little bit higher than other sausages,
okay,
but I like it.
Chocolate malt.
Oh, still good.
It's about half.
We're good.
So, still good. It shows the quantity, the remaining quantity right there on the side. So, Fly River Keto says, good evening, friends. Bob is here from Chicago, where the cicadas are wearing out their welcome.
Oh, sorry.
I actually read, I saw it further down below, and I thought it said Chicago Cubs.
I'm wearing out their welcome.
Are they? Dub Bears. Let's see. Seasoning. Yes, Marie, thank you. Hunger is the best seasoning. So many people got my back. Visual says those dailies got a lot of safely through the pandemic.
Yes.
Kept my mind on the good stuff.
Yes.
Crystal is here. Meg says the other hand is in a splint.
Aww.
I see an ortho on Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Let's see. Nanny says, we can be Casey and the Sunshine Shakes. There you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Meg took a tumble at work.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
So, in the description of this video, on a completely different subject, there are 9 companies that are all getting together and doing a big giveaway.
And we sent out an email about it.
Hold on a
if
second.
If you're confused, it's for real.
We might have I just accidentally locked the computer, and I don't know if people can hear us.
So it might have cut off the thing.
Okay, can you hear us?
Are we still there?
Okay. Wow, that was fun. Anyway, what I meant to do was go Control L to bring up my notes.
Okay.
There it is. It's on thegoodchocolate.com.
Oh, that's a yummy company.
Yeah. So you can enter using your email there below. You can visit our Facebook, no, our Instagram. Our Instagram to get a extra entry. I'm going to drop this link into the chat too. But yeah, $400 in prizes.
The Good Chocolate's been a company that's been around for a little while. We met them, I think, at the first KetoCon.
And the link didn't work earlier in the day.
Sorry about that.
It's working now. Yep.
And it's legit.
Is it too legit to quit?
Hey.
Deborah's here from Naperville. Lemon meringue creamy for dinner. What did I have? I had raspberry cheesecake Keto Chow as a shake for dinner. When something caused it to separate, and so I got a big thing. The butter didn't do its thing like it's supposed to, and so when you'd go to shake it up, there would be it would have a hard seal of butter. So, what do you do if the butter gets chunky?
Melt it.
Pour it into a mug, melt it in the microwave. I pour it back into the blender bottle, give it a good shake, maybe pour it back, do it again. So I had slightly warm raspberry cheesecake Keto Chow for dinner. It was delicious, actually.
I had gingerbread as a Ninja Creamy for lunch, and it was delightful.
Okay.
And then I'm having sausage and yogurt with strawberries for dinner.
Okay. Oh, so Exposing Darkness. Okay. Oh, did I ever put that? Did I put that link into the chat? Yes. I put that link into the chat.
For the giveaway.
I want to not do this live because I don't want to show everybody Slack because there's stuff in there that...
Is it live?
I'm not sharing right now. Okay.
I'm not helpful because I want to eat my food.
So, I'm going to put a link. So, because Deborah... No, wait, was it Exposing Darkness wanted to know? I'm trying to understand the new subscriptions and the 20%. Okay? So, for those of you who don't know, we launched a new subscription
which is way better than the old one.
Shop. Subscriptions. I'll come back to that. So, with the Build Your Own, it starts at 15% and it increases to 20% over time. You also still have the option of the surprise kit. But you can also do the Build Your Own. Really, the too long didn't read version is you have to put in $110 worth of stuff. Starts at 15%, grows to 20% by the time your 4th order comes. Okay. Now, we have had a little bit of issue.
That never happens.
With the biggest problem is we had some Build Your Box, the 20 meal Build Your Box that were in the old subscription engine, that when they got moved over wrong. And so they didn't come with the right discounts, or rather they came with the discounts baked in. And so it wasn't giving people the free ground shipping like they were supposed to get because it wasn't over $100.
Yes.
Before the discount, it was just under $100. And so we're trying to get that worked out. Actually, the easiest fix is to go in to manage your subscriptions, cancel your subscription, and just make a new one.
Okay.
We're working on getting everybody fixed.
But if you notice, it's weird.
Yeah. And honestly, just go in there, and there's more stuff available now. Like there's salty electrolytes. There's all sorts of stuff that's available now that was not available before because now like there's chocolate malt right there.
Oh, heck yes.
You can subscribe to butterscotch and chocolate malt and eggnog. Well, not eggnog because it's unavailable. But all of those weren't available before because now we can just send out the stuff that's available and not the stuff that isn't. But, like it said, it starts at 15%, eventually growing to 20. Okay. So here's where I'm going to drop that link into the chat because Miriam's going to get super bored with this.
Don't tell me. It's so boring.
Okay. How does the increasing discount on the Build-A-Bundle work? Short version. The Build Your Bundle My Chow Kit starts at 15% discount each time your subscription renews. An additional discount is added and eventually adds up to roughly 20% off the additional price of the bundle. So long as the bundle subscription is not canceled, it will remain at roughly 20% discount.
You can pause it. You can delay it.
You can.
Just so you know.
And like I said here, I would recommend you stop reading there.
So you don't have to keep reading. It's too boring.
Okay? The long version is... Yeah, the long version, you've been warned. Okay? I'm not even going to go into all this. If you want to read it, you can. But the problem is... I'll just go down here to the thing.
I don't think
So here's the original
I
order.
don't care.
15%. Okay? If it was a theoretical $100 order, it would now be $85. Okay?
Why do you even make this blog post? It's completely unnecessary.
Because there are people who want to know the math.
No,
so,
they don't.
Renewal 1, we're going to add a 2% discount. Now it's 15 plus 2, which doesn't add up to 17% off.
What?
Because it's 2% off the $85. So now it's a 16.7% discount. The renewal 3, we add another 2%, which isn't 19%. It's 18.366.
Boring.
And on renewal 4, you've now got a 15 plus a 2 plus a 2 plus a 2. Again, it's a 2% on the previous subtotal. So you end up with 19.9987% off. That's why I said on the thing,
Pretty much
roughly 20%. Because math. There you go. So if you want to get into all the niggly details about how the additional discounts work, there's the blog post.
It's too boring.
It explains it all. And it's why it's one of the problems we're having is when we migrated everybody, we needed to have them start with a total orders of 0. And then when they got the first one, it would add the 2% for next time. And then when they did the second one, it would add the 2% for the next time. And then when they did the third one, it would add the... So
we just want to make sure it works right.
That's one of the reasons why I said it's actually a bit easier if you cancel your subscription and make a new one. But we will eventually get it worked out. It just might take us
a couple weeks.
a couple more days.
Too bad. Just a couple more days.
Just a couple more days.
Come on.
Anyway, let's see. Where did I leave off?
I have so much
Lynette
food in my
is
teeth
here.
right now.
Lynn is here as well.
Lynn.
Evelyn says 4 ounces or
Deborah.
4 tablespoons of butter per creamy. So that is a difficult question to answer because the amount that you use
It's different.
is different. 4 ounces of butter is going to be a lot.
4 tablespoons is also a lot.
Yeah. When I make them, I use a half a stick per serving, which gives you a creamy that's roughly 550 calories. And that works for me. And actually, lately, Miriam's been the one making the creamies, and I've been stealing them. But I've been trying to drink the shakes because we ended up with no shakes for a while, and
then you were
depressed. I thought that Kate and Haley were going to melt because there were no shakes to be had. So I made a bunch of the shakes, and then I stopped eating your creamies. But
I'm happy to have you drink my creamies. I made banana for you and Haley.
So I guess another way to look at it is you use the same amount of fat as you would for a shake made with Keto Chow.
Yes.
Jennifer says, I think my mom is suddenly more open to
Really?
keto. She didn't like her coronary artery calcium test score. Man, that was a hard one to say.
Yeah. I failed my CAC score.
Okay. No, you got a 0.
That's what I said.
That's a perfect score. Debbie says, hi, Keto Chow peeps.
Hi, Debbie.
Claudia is here, just signed up for the giveaway. Nice.
Yes.
Deborah says, I was on only liquids due to diverticulitis.
Aw, honey.
Creamy tomato basil soup was my go-to, with a bit of black pepper.
Well, I'm glad that was helpful.
Add some salt to that, too.
Yeah, salt it up.
Exposing Darkness says, but if you change it, does the fourth one still get a discount? So that's a good question.
That
it's
is
one
a
of the
good
things
question.
that we wanted to answer tonight.
Okay.
So Shae wanted to know, when you're doing the pick your own subscription, can you change your selection each month, or do you choose it and it just sends you the same thing every time? It looks like I choose and just get the same thing every time.
Okay, so that's how it looks like it's set up, and it is if you leave it.
If you leave it
if
alone,
you go in,
absolutely
you
will
can
send
change
you
it
the
every
same thing.
week if you want.
Will that impact the ongoing increasing discount?
As long as it stays active, you'll get the ongoing increasing discount.
So the answer is
The
no.
problem is if you cancel it,
Yes.
that's when it'll go away.
Yep. Because then you would have to start a new subscription,
Which will start from square one.
and it would start from an order quantity of 0, or rather 1 in this case. So, yeah, you can absolutely change it. You can add more stuff to it. Now, we did a video where I showed, like, the niggly details, like how to create them, how to go in and edit them. The cool thing is when you go to edit them, it actually brings up everything that you had.
Yeah, so you can
in there,
kind of look at it and be like, oh, I still
and
have some chocolate mint.
take some stuff out, add some stuff in.
So it's cool because then if you discover you're out of something, you still want the same amount, but you just want a couple more this month, but then you don't want a couple more for next month.
Yep.
You can just change it every time.
Yep.
You just have to be over that threshold to get the $100. Is it $100?
It's $110.
$110.
As soon as you hit the 110,
those
it drops down to like
discounts.
95.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
But it's, yeah.
And you might remember I earlier said that there's some seasonal stuff or limited edition stuff like the chocolate malt.
Yes.
I would recommend being higher than the 110 because
if it runs out, it'll just not ship, and
Yeah.
then what will happen is it'll go below the threshold, and it won't think that you're doing this.
you won't get the
subscription
15%
correctly.
discount if it goes 110.
So you just need to pay
below
attention
110.
if it goes out of stock. So I would just every month go in and look at your subscription, see if anything goes out of stock.
And you do
go
get
ahead
an
and replace
email.
it.
Get an email 3 days before.
Yeah. So you can change it from there. Mike, 3 hours later.
3 hours later. Yeah, it's not far off. Let's see. I actually made a. Let me pull this up. What notifications are sent for upcoming and
There is not
processed
any
subscriptions?
pictures in there. That is
No,
so
there's
boring.
none. It's because it's an FAQ. When we were doing the live stream last time, I couldn't remember all the stuff that goes out. So here you go. When you create a subscription, you get an email with the subscription details.
Ta-da!
You can and a link. You can also do that on your customer account page. Emails are sent if a subscription is paused, resumed, canceled, or skipped.
Okay, so when you cancel it or skip it or pause it, then you'll get an email that says, "Did you mean to do this, or you meant to do this? This is you're knowing you did this."
Yep. 3 days before an upcoming subscription order, you get an email that the subscription is coming along with a link to manage it. That's when you would go in and see what's
change it.
available this
And
month.
that's really helpful. It's just make sure you keep up on your email so that you can pay attention if it comes in. You don't want to miss it if you want to change your order.
Yep.
Or you can always set an alarm in your phone when you know your order is going to be coming up
Yep.
soon.
And you can reschedule it to whenever works best for you. Like,
Yeah.
say you get paid on the 12th.
Uh-huh.
And you want to have the subscription be on a particular day, you can absolutely do that.
Yep.
Now, there are also emails if there are any problems. So if any products were out of stock and the
You'll get
subscription
that
is partially billed, you get notified of what was skipped and what was processed. This is a reactive. It's not notifying you ahead of time.
Beforehand, it's after the fact.
It's, sorry, these things were skipped.
And then you're like, oh, man.
If a payment fails, you'll be notified, and we will retry the payment for the next day for 5 days.
Okay.
If your payment is close to expiring, emails will be sent out 30 days, 15 and 3 days before the expiry date.
Expiry is a weird word.
It is a weird word,
Expiry
but it's
date.
what it is. Denise made 3 chocolate peanut butter creamies. Finished the last creamy.
Delicious.
Caramel macchiato creamy. To me, the caramel macchiato tastes like caramel popcorn.
I love caramel popcorn.
Becky says the salty electrolytes are da bomb. Thank you for those. I have found them to be a lifesaver for me.
I'm
Starting
so
keto
happy.
again. Jared today, his son is doing like, I can't remember if it's lacrosse or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's like totally working out at school. He's like, oh, I feel so out of energy. He's like, dude, electrolytes. Bonita wanted to know, can you change the flavors every month? Yes.
Yes.
Marie says, the increasing discount is like the original chocolate subscription back in the day.
I know, right?
Well, Platte River Keto wants to know where the nerd button is.
Oh, I can find it.
I got it going. Blazes says, Miriam, I want to know. See?
You want to know about the boring math?
Brenda says, my husband
Ew.
talks about this like this about asphalt. Look, we all have stuff that excites us, fills our cup, and gets us going that other people go,
You're right.
what?
You're right.
GGB is all signed up for the giveaway.
Yay.
Matt says, I like the mathy stuff, though. And it's the funny thing, when we first started looking into this, we wanted it to just apply a discount and then change out the discount. Like, it was supposed to be like a first month you got 15% off. Second month, hang in there. Third month, you get like 17% off. And then the fourth month, you got 20. But the engine, the limitations of the program drove a lot of the decisions that had to be made.
It's always the limitation of the program.
Yeah, which I actually have a really hard time when I'm in a meeting where we're throwing out ideas of what stuff we can do.
You guys, it's so bad.
Because it is so bad. Because
Actually,
I can't concentrate unless I know that the program can actually do what people are suggesting that we do.
So like we're dreaming of all these options, and he's like, I can't focus.
It's like, we
Will
can't
it
do
even
that.
do that? Well, I'm like, just be quiet and let us dream for 5 minutes.
I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm just like, but can you actually do that? Anyway, so yeah, that's why it has to be a 15 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2.
Yeah.
And when you add the 2, those 6 add up to 5.
2 to 2 to 2 to 2.
It's really weird. A 2 to 2. Actually, it would have been easy if we could have done like 3.5% off, but we could only do whole numbers for the discounts.
Yeah, you're right.
So dumb. Anyway, Lisa says I used my last pumpkin spice caramel. Pretty good, because if you love me, you will have it back in the fall. It is coming back in the fall.
Yeah.
I'll only be without it a few months. The problem with pumpkin spice caramel is it's like mutually assured destruction going on with Starbucks. They just keep on releasing their stuff earlier and
pretty
earlier.
soon we'll be having pumpkin in July.
You're not quite. You're far off.
I know.
Jennifer says, I'm a retired bean counter. I retired my calculator.
Or you were a calculator.
Yeah, Jen says, good evening. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to do an interview for a podcast
Ooh,
tonight.
how did that go?
Yeah. Exposing Darkness says, but now in the new bundle, you can have salty or something else as long as it comes to 110. Yes. There's a lot of stuff that you can order.
Yes.
Including the recipe cards.
Uh-huh.
So, when we first did the Chow Club,
Sorry, I'm trying to get food out of my teeth.
you could order the recipe cards as part of your monthly Build Your Box subscription and as an add-on. And the new thing that we switched to didn't have that as an option.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know that it didn't have it as an option until like a couple months later, where I was going over all the problems we were having, and I was like, wait, maybe that's why nobody's ordering this the recipe cards.
Because it doesn't work.
Because it's not
Weird.
available unless you had the
Weirdy.
surprise subscription. So, yeah, with the new bundle, as long as it comes to 110, you can have it. In fact, part of the transition with the new system, they were having problems identifying what stuff was part of the 20, 30, 60, 90 build your own box. the I guess the fix that we had was, if it was over $110, just make it a bundle.
Do it.
That's what we did. So there were a bunch
it.
of people who had had like a subscription for a 21 meal bag of chocolate and a 21 meal bag of chocolate peanut butter. They now have a bundle.
Magic.
So anyway, Mike says, I made a new sub, but kicked my existing sub to renew in November, so I didn't have to deal with figuring it out.
Oh.
Okay. Deborah is here,
Hi,
and Lady
Deborah.
Fritz Sater says, I'm springing a taste test on a friend tomorrow with vanilla cream.
Ooh.
Whey versus beef protein. He says he's a vanilla connoisseur.
Oh, that will be fun.
Carrie says, you're always looking for ways to make things better for everyone.
Oh, thank
for
you.
It's
Thank you.
The,
How are you doing?
The subscription thing's been funny because
It's such a nightmare.
it actually, our web team is working on some really cool stuff.
So cool.
Like, we actually did 2 meetings today where we are going over the new stuff that they're working on.
I missed
and this,
it.
This new subscription thing is part of that. It's kind of a stepping stone to get there. And because they were working on that, like, they didn't have the bandwidth to work on the subscriptions. And I'm just like,
Chris just dove in.
fine, I'm
He
going to do it.
computered it.
So I'm really happy that we're getting it set up. We're getting it the right way. It's got some really cool things. One thing that somebody suggested was, why don't you have a fallback flavor that it substitutes in case anything's out of
That
stock?
would be cool.
It would be cool.
I don't think it could do that.
It does not. I don't know
The
of any program that
functionality
supports
doesn't
that sort of thing.
exist,
No.
but it's a great idea.
So we use the tools that we have available.
Mm-hmm.
My friends say I'm a tool, so Jennifer says I'm well stocked on Keto Chow, but falling behind on the recipe cards. By the way, we did add those to the shopping cart.
Did we?
In a one of the live streams that we had not too long ago. Someone was like, hey, the recipe cards that you have are from so long ago. So now if you come here to recipe cards, wait for it, you have up through May of 2024. So it only went to like November
it didn't have
or
this
something
year.
like that. Yeah. So those are
Well,
on the
since this
site
year's
now.
half over, it's about time we
Right?
bought those up.
It's about time.
About time.
Let's see. Kel is
Hey,
here. Let's see. Sean says, words. Bonita says, will your credit automatically be used on the new subscription? No.
No, but you can use it on the new subscription.
So, recurring subscriptions can only be paid for with a saved credit card.
Right.
Period.
If you start
That's
a new
it.
subscription, like right now would be a good time, you can use your rewards as you start it.
For the first payment, you can use
For
the
first time
gift
in
card
forever.
balance that's in your rewards account, but you still have to supply a credit card for all of the orders that will come after that. And when you build up, and those recurring orders will add to your rewards balance,
Sorry.
but you cannot use them to pay for the subsequent orders. It
Right.
has to use a credit card. There is no way around this. I realize that a lot of people are like, hey, that's dumb. I should be able to use it.
It is dumb.
There's no way around it.
There's a lot
It
of
is-
dumb things about
It's
subscriptions
a
in general.
limitation of the platform, and there is no way around it. But you can use it to order things like new flavor releases.
Yeah.
So that's one way to do it. Let's see. Sean says, I got some one-on-one flavors, butter popcorn flavor. I might try with the caramel knockout.
Ooh,
There you go.
fun.
Low Carb Spin got to meet Lynette and the team at Hack Your Health.
I'm so happy.
Kel wants to know, are there
sad
going to
we
be
weren't
any
there.
new flavors for Keto Chow Core?
Nope.
Not currently. Keto Chow Core is not selling well enough for new flavors to be introduced. I'm not going to rule it out in the future. But as of right now, Keto Chow Core is actually selling worse than the... Here we go. I'm going to bring it up and people are going to be like, I want it back. It actually is selling worse than the Key Lime and the Root
not
Beer
helpful.
Float.
It's not helpful.
And those were discontinued. We're keeping the core kind of out of principle because it's dairy free and it has different sweetener options. And so for that, it meets a niche need that isn't addressed by any of our other products. So we've got the strawberry, we've got the vanilla, we've got the chocolate. We do not have large bags of the strawberry or vanilla. As far as I know, we're not going to expand that beyond the chocolate, vanilla, and the strawberry. And only the chocolate will have large bags available. It just doesn't sell well enough. Bubble Stuff says, do you own the program or is it an off-the-shelf system from a shop? Yeah, it's a... we pay for it as opposed to it was coded by us. If it was coded by us...
We can make it do anything we want.
In theory, it can do anything you want. So...
But the problem is you have to make it do anything you want. You can't
do.
Just wish for it.
And with
it takes
this...
a lot of work.
From when I really got involved to where we were ready to roll it out, it took about a month.
And that's Chris style. Like, if you know anything about Chris and computers, he's like on it. And it just is fast.
Actually, the biggest hindrance was that their team is in India, so they would do stuff every night, and then we would come in the morning and stuff would be done, and then we would say, what about this?
That's
and
wrong.
Anyway.
But what I'm saying is Chris is really fast. So a month in Chris's time is like an eternity. Just, so you know.
Well, actually.
Computer-wise.
Yeah. But, so I come from a computer engineering, software,
boring
DevOps stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's my background.
Computer talk.
And it was hilarious to me. We used to do a lot of stuff with Salesforce.com.
Yes.
And a lot of times when we would be asking different companies who would have programs and services for Salesforce, would be like, well, can you do this? Can you do this? And it was like without fail, they would always say, yes.
Absolutely.
Using the API.
Which means no.
Which means you have to write the program yourself, put it on a server somewhere, host it, and make it talk to our thing. And then you can do whatever you want.
You can do anything if you just make
it yourself. Yeah. So anyway, it's a off-the-shelf, you could say,
you can do
program.
Anything if you write it yourself. But you have to know someone who can write things.
Danny says, my coronary artery calcium score also 0 as well.
Failed. Good job.
Lisa says, pumpkin in July is a problem?
Yeah.
The Flat River Keto says, that's 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. What movie is that?
What is that?
Is that The Court Jester?
No. It's more recent than that. The changing of times.
Dennis says, so Chris, when you create it, you have to administer it right. Yes, that is also the issue. GGB says, August 24th is Pumpkin Spice Latte Day. Is it sad that I know that?
That's too soon. What happened to October being
I don't
Pumpkin
know.
Month?
Exposing Darkness says, can you order the recipe cards that are part of the surprise box? Yes. Yeah, that's what...
Because they'll just be the month that it is. So whatever month it is, that's what's going to be in the surprise box.
Yep. And when you scroll down here, it actually does tell you what the flavors are.
Oh, maybe they're asking for like this current month.
The June one. So right now the newest one you can order is May.
Right.
So if you want the ones that are in the June box, you have to order the June surprise box.
Can you get them in the Build-A-Box? Is that an option to get the most current?
Yes.
There.
Yeah, if you do a Build-A-Box, whatever month your box ships in gets those cards.
Then it'll show that. So that's the way you can do it. Is on your subscription, go in and change it and add the recipe cards, and it'll add the newest ones.
And Marie points out to Kel, you can get the beef soup base because that is the core protein with no flavor or sweetener. You can make your own flavors. Yes.
Good point. Thank you, Marie.
That is absolutely correct.
And I did that for a long time before we came out with the newer no acacia gum because I was doing total carbs. I'm still doing total carbs. But what it was, I was able to make that without as much carbs with the beef soup base.
Exposing Darkness says we need some computer geeks to create this function. Yeah. Well, and I had a fun conversation with Steve Larrabee today. We were talking about one of the people who works from us, he just graduated from high school, and he's going to go get a job at a welding shop.
Oh, I'm sad
And
he's leaving.
Apparently, good welders are making like $80 an hour now.
Steve could go do that.
Just about.
Why don't we get Max on the welding train?
He would need to
learn how to weld.
And it's so funny.
It's not that hard.
I have long thought that getting into a trade is amazing because all those computer people,
$80 an hour.
they need someone to run their plumbing, unless they're going to learn how to run their own plumbing.
They don't. They would rather just go like this.
I've learned how to run plumbing. I'm quite pleased with all the stuff I've learned as the years have gone by.
Yes, you have. You've been amazing. I have learned nothing.
I used to change my own oil, and then I figured out that it was not worth the time.
Yeah.
Literally not worth the time. Let's see. Jujubee says, Miriam, I had my first tomato babies in the garden. 5 little green cherries. Happy birthday, little guys. Has Haley been? She has been watering hers.
Yeah, we have 2 tomatoes, 2 zucchini, and 4 strawberry plants.
So Haley, our second to the oldest by just a couple minutes, daughter.
4 minutes.
She went to Canada for a year and a half. Now she's back. While she was gone, nobody wanted to make a garden.
We didn't make a garden that year.
Because, again, there are things that bring us joy.
And you know what? We did do gardens. I know how to make a garden.
It's cheaper just to buy stuff. I will absolutely
work
and then
part of
have
the
someone else garden.
Is the amount of stuff we eat. Oh my gosh, you guys have to tell you this story. Sorry, they don't get
that
joke.
Was clipping.
Okay.
That was when we were laughing. That was anyway. The amount of stuff that we eat.
The amount of stuff we eat, we can't sustain with the amount of plants that we have. So, like, if we
chickens.
Yes, also
somebody has an egg obsession.
Yeah.
And we would need like a couple dozen chickens.
And we don't have enough house for that. We don't have it.
It's not allowed.
Okay, so do I know what we're laughing about? Right.
Yes.
All right. So, I ordered groceries today. It's actually just like a regular grocery order.
Yes.
And that's for us like $150, right? That may be a lot.
One of them was 60 eggs.
It was a big thing of eggs, right? 4 pounds of pork sausage, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, couple things of jerky, like cucumbers,
some ratio yogurt,
rice, yogurt,
some sugar-free jerky.
Yeah, sugar-free jerky. It was not that much stuff for us, but it was like a regular weekly grocery, the things we go through the fastest. And I was over at Chris's parents' house visiting, and I got a call from my daughter in Idaho. And she was just laughing.
Couldn't even breathe.
She was laughing. I'm like, hello. And she's laughing. And she's like, so my roommates were like, well, you went crazy in the groceries. And I'm like, what? She's all,
she's going to college. She's living in an apartment.
Did you accidentally send me a lot of groceries, Mom? And I'm all,
60
eggs.
Oh,
man. So can you imagine this one college kid with 60 eggs? Like,
yeah, and her 3 roommates.
Well, start boiling those eggs.
She told me that they were going to make deviled eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it funny? Try to eat like a dozen eggs. Yeah, good luck.
That's nothing.
Try to eat 24 deviled eggs. I can.
Oh no, it's gone, right?
It's gone.
Yeah. So funny. So, anyway, she's like, I said, so what you need to do is just find all the cute boys that live close to you and be like, who's coming over for eggs?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're making scrambled eggs for dinner.
Anyway, it was pretty funny. So I called Audrey to make sure that she knew what the deal was, and then I went to the store and bought all the stuff.
And I need to change the address in my my cart thing.
In your Walmart thing.
Gosh. But yeah, it's pretty funny thinking about her with all those eggs. Because I'll go through that in a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes we usually have right now we have the leftovers of 60 eggs. So it's like one tray of 60 eggs. You have about half of
the 60 eggs.
Yeah, left. So then I buy another one, which means I can actually run out and not be dead.
Because let's be honest here. Eggs are amazing. It's if you have a problem getting organ meats into your diet. Well, guess what? Eggs have all the stuff to make a baby chicken, including liver, kidneys, the whole deal. So I
eat probably at least 5 eggs a day, just by myself. And with when other people want eggs, they have to have some of my eggs, which means I have to have more eggs than what I want.
Okay, Denise says, question, did I hear you say you were not restocking the chocolate core without sweetener in the big bag? So I did say that last time. I don't remember if that is actually the case.
He might be lying.
I might have been incorrect. I think our warehouse manager was trying to figure out how to squeeze some in. Just like 100 or 200 bags of it, because it doesn't sell very well.
Yeah.
But we have to order a
the
certain
singles.
number of the total meals, and so we can devote some of the ones that would have been in singles to those, and it doesn't affect the price. The problem is we have to order the bags by the 1,000.
Yeah.
The minimum order quantity is 1,000, which for the unsweetened chocolate core takes a long time to sell 1,000.
How long would it take to eat 1,000 eggs?
I don't know.
If we're eating 60 eggs a week, divide that.
Let's see.
maths?
Exposing Darkness says, so for future orders, can you use it for the add-ons? Everything that's inside of the subscription thing, including add-ons.
Right.
Like if you say, next subscription, I want you to include an add-on thing.
Right.
That has to be paid for by a saved credit card number.
Yes.
So
you need to do a order that's not a subscription if you want to use the rewards.
That's correct.
Or make it be the first subscription, which that's hopefully everybody's doing right now, and then they can just hold it so they can get the 20%. 19.996832456.
Yeah. Brenda wants to know, is that a new flavor release teaser? Not that I'm aware of. I don't remember teasing anything that was a flavor that was coming up. Okay. You'll tease something. I'm not putting colors into any of the new flavors unless there is a overwhelming necessity for it.
Okay, that's boring.
So we have a couple flavors that are coming out later this year that just look like vanilla.
Same boring.
Same boring. Jen says my salty is 20 minutes away. But at this point, I don't think it'll arrive until tomorrow. I have enough to last me until then.
Sad.
Shauna says, Chris, I drink Keto Chow and I know things. Yesterday, I was literally wearing my I eat bacon and I know things shirt.
Yep.
My mom got me that.
Yeah.
She thought it was funny. Jackie says, Hobby Lobby already has out some Christmas, so pumpkin in July might not be that
When are we
crazy.
going to have Christmas for my birthday in September?
I don't know.
Let's do it. Let's put up the
Shauna
Christmas
wants to know,
tree.
can you order multiple months of recipe cards? So you can add a whole bunch of them to the shopping cart of different ones. You can add multiples of each one if you really wanted to.
Yep.
Let's see. Irish Lass says, the new system on the site. Just saw it today. Nice.
Aw.
Jennifer says, yeah, my store credit just paid more than my shipping, for my shipping. I don't know. Jen says, it went very well. I have another interview tomorrow at a TV station.
Ooh.
It is to promote the murder mystery dinner theater I'm in.
Ho, 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 ho. How fun is that?
Knives Out, has a new movie coming out.
Oh,
and they just
really?
released the
I
name
haven't
of
even
it. And I
watched the
don't even
second
remember
one.
what it is.
The Onion?
Yeah, Glass Onion. It was good.
I saw parts of it on somebody's
Yvette
screen.
is here, leaving live early. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.
Tere says, Miriam, I have learned nothing. Deb says, my husband is a plumber, a valuable trade, never-ending work. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody poops. And if you don't, you're an android
Okay.
and should be destroyed.
Hold on, I need to push the button.
It is right there, and then you can...
And then I
it's
can
right
do that. There you go.
Defecation
job.
discourse.
Bubble Stuff says, container gardens are where it's at. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Lynn had a first radish today.
Oh, I don't really like radishes. I mean to like them, but I don't. I also don't like peppers, but I like pepper flavor.
Brenda says, my youngest daughter is becoming an electrician. That's awesome.
Yes!
And Jujubee says, Christopher, I will fight you. Grocery store tomatoes taste like disappointment.
It's true.
You take that back, sir. You hurt my feelings.
Yes. You know, it's true. And we have kept up with tomatoes before.
Tomatoes are the one thing...
And zucchini.
Oh my gosh, zucchini.
But, like, lettuce, I want romaine lettuce. I have to have, like, 2 heads of romaine lettuce to make one salad.
One year we planted... This was before keto. We planted potatoes.
Yeah.
And we devoted a giant amount of our garden potatoes, and they grew really well. Like the amount of
awesome.
garden greenery was huge. And when we went to harvest them, we ended up with like a bowl, this little bowl of potatoes.
Couldn't even make one serving
Like
for our
that
family.
was a disappointment.
Yeah, so we didn't do
Tomatoes
that
actually
again.
aren't bad.
Yeah, tomatoes keep giving.
And I kind of peppers
And
are
they
another
are-
thing
they're
that'd be
good.
awesome. Every time we
They're
grow
good flavor.
peppers, they just never work out.
Yeah, I also don't know how to garden very well. It's fine.
For $1, I can go buy more of them, and
Yeah,
they make
and the amount of jalapeno poppers we make when we make them, there's no way a plant would give us that.
No.
We'd have to have 12 plants.
Okay, speaking of zucchini, the joke is when you go to church, why do you lock the doors to your car?
So no one will put zucchini in the back of it.
I mean, it's not quite that bad, but it's... Yeah, when they get the big ones...
Yeah.
Anyway,
I still have some frozen zucchini from last summer.
yes, you do.
We better eat that.
Reese's says today I mixed pecan sticky bun with chocolate and it tasted like a payday bar.
Oh, yum.
And he says, only as a pudding. So he says, I can relate the 12 eggs in the keto pudding does go really
Yeah,
quick.
like in
Yeah,
2 days.
that would be
It's
a good way
gone.
to do it.
Oh, we need to make that El Rudra yogurt. Remember?
Yep, I'm just waiting for you to key in that it's something that you want to do.
I want to do that.
Okay. Have you watched the video by Neela yet?
I forgot.
Okay. Now Shauna wants eggs. Jeffer says, I once anonymously sent a gift to a friend. I missed the house number in Amazon, so her neighbor got an anonymous gift.
Wow.
Evelyn says, 60 eggs in a week. Just less than 17 weeks for 1,000 eggs.
See, that won't take
She
very
did
long.
the math.
Thank you.
Irish Lass says, I
Less than a
want
week
to
for
recommend the
1,000 eggs.
flavor Mexican horchata.
Horchata.
El problema con horchata es que snickerdoodle y horchata tienen el mismo sabor.
Yes. I think you said the problem with Mexican horchata is that snickerdoodle tastes just like it.
We actually worked on an horchata flavor once.
And I'm like,
And
that tastes like snickerdoodle.
It tasted exactly like the snickerdoodle.
Or the gingerbread or the apple pie.
No, they're very different. But
I had gingerbread.
Kayleen says, "Can
was
I
good.
order something and use the rewards and just have it shipped with the subscription?" So, not exactly. If you see a subscription coming up, you could place an order that happens on the same day as the
Yes.
subscription. Like as soon as you get your subscription, actually, here's the thing you can do.
Mhm.
You can go into your subscription and click the order now button, and it will place the order right then, and then place another order separately. Contact our customer service team, and they can combine them together,
Yeah.
and they will ship it together. But that's really the only way that you can use rewards. It just has to be a brand new order. So, Reese is wearing bacon and egg socks.
Fun.
Supposing Darkness says, so the beef soup base is not whey. Correct.
It's beef.
Does it have acacia gum? Yes.
Yes.
That allows, the acacia gum allows the fat that you mix into it to emulsify with the water.
Yep.
Otherwise,
And it still
won't
doesn't
mix.
do it perfectly, so
Yeah.
if you want to add more acacia gum, you can, because it's so small amount. But also, it's such a small amount, it may not bother you if you're carnivore. So that's just a choice you'll have to make.
Reese says, my coworker said that her local Walmart already has Halloween stuff on the floor.
Wow.
Wow. Bubble Steph says, I only put in 2 cauliflower plants this year. Tons of pepper.
We've never grown cauliflower or broccoli, and our cucumbers did not turn out. But we had a really good crop of pumpkins one year.
We actually did.
Holy cow.
Lynn says, I come home in the summer and there are zucchini on the porch.
Yeah.
And now Marie likes to add more cinnamon to the snickerdoodle. There you go.
I think that's a good
Janice says, I
idea.
have cherry tomato plants in containers that are 4
Aw,
feet tall.
That's so awesome. Yeah, ours are 4 inches tall.
Bubble Stuff said, so if we had to get food dye to make our future shakes more optical, what colors are we targeting? I don't know.
Oh,
Usually
the
when
new
you go to get
ones?
food dye, you get blue,
No.
red, yellow, and green.
Yeah, just get the food coloring packet.
Yeah.
Bubble
When-
Stuff was trying to get us to give something
When
away.
No, I'm not. I'm deliberately evasive.
I'll tell you, not white.
Lynn says, I'm that neighbor that leaves zucchini on porches and in cars.
Oh,
Look,
Lynette,
you
you're
give
so
me
nice.
the little zucchinis, I will absolutely take those.
Yep.
You give me the ones that... Oh, it is so funny. You go and you harvest zucchini, and you're like, all right, I got them all. I know
There's
I got
one
them
that's
all.
this big.
And you come
And
back the next day and you're like, it's the
what
size
the
of a small child.
How did that grow so fast? It's like Max. He just went whoop.
Shauna says, teach a man to fish and you will have fish for a day. Plant zucchinis and the whole neighborhood gets zucchinis for the season.
Right. That's why we got 2 plants, because we've had more plants before.
Risa says, I'm severely behind in planting tomatoes. Gigi thinks I said blue louder.
Blue.
Christina says, I've recently switched to carnivore diet, but I have a ton of Keto Chow and love it. Is it safe to incorporate Keto Chow into my plan, like maybe one a day and not mess up progress? So it depends on what you're doing.
I think so.
And how you're doing it. Because there are some people who carnivore means that they have nothing plant related.
Including coffee.
That means no coffee. That means no thickening gums. That means no sweetener of any kind.
Any kind, or anything sweet
At
ever.
all.
And we want to support you on your journey.
So it depends on why you're doing it and how you're doing it. A lot of people do more of a ketovore thing where they're like almost entirely carnivore.
Yeah, which is pretty much us.
But then they're eating low carb stuff. And that pretty much defines us. Did you know? Oh,
What?
you don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even know. You wouldn't be here sitting here if you knew.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
They brought home Frozen Black's barbecue, and it's in the freezer at work.
I ate a stupid hot dog? And that's real barbecue from Texas at work?
It's in the freezer at work.
From Texas! I need Texas in my life.
Because it was the carnivore talk. Because at Hack Your Health, Holly and Lynette and the whole crew had a bunch of people come over and eat food at the house that they rented. And there was a lot of leftovers.
Well, that's because we were there to eat it all.
So they filled up a bunch of bags, like Ziploc bags, froze them, stuck them into their luggage, and brought them home.
That's so funny. Holly, she's such a great gal. I'm eating that for lunch tomorrow. Why did I even have a creamy today? How could you let me have that happen?
Marie says, I want some zucchini to dehydrate and make zucchini flour from there. You go. A Bubble
That's a
Stuff
good
says the trick
idea.
to zucchini sharing is to pair it with a bag of Parmesan cheese.
That's a good idea. I don't think I have that much Parmesan cheese. That's a good idea, though.
Christina
How
Blanco
cute is that?
says, I'm new to it, but I want to heal and lose weight.
Yes.
Now, if you really want to go nuts,
Yep.
try restricting it to just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, which would not include Keto Chow. Although you'd probably want to include some electrolytes. If you're really doing it strictly, you may want to not have any sweetener of any kind. And then after a couple of weeks, start introducing stuff a little at a time.
Yep. And then you can see what things bother you and what things inflame you that you didn't really notice before.
Because for some people, a ketogenic diet does not include peanuts.
Yeah.
For others, a ketogenic diet absolutely does not include nightshades.
Yeah. And
Which
that's all
are
the tomatoes we've been talking about
Tomatoes
tonight.
and jalapeno poppers.
Yep.
No jalapeno cheddar cheese. For that matter, some people find that they have difficulties with cheese.
Yep.
So you can always do a really elimination diet and then slowly build up from there.
Yep.
That said, we recently published our interview we did with Neely. And she was having problems with, it was like the more strict she went, the worse things were getting. And it wasn't until she started taking steps to heal her gut.
Yeah.
And that's the L-Reuteri yogurt that we were talking
about.
That things started to improve for her. So
Isn't that
going
interesting?
stricter and stricter and more carnivore
Yeah.
wasn't helping in her case.
Right. And you know what the thing was, which you guys can watch this, we put it out yesterday, is that because the carnivore was causing the symptoms to not be as noticeable, she couldn't figure out what it was.
It was masking the problem.
Yes. And so
It was helping by masking the problem.
by making it better, but then also anytime like she would eat anything else, it would just be horrible. So it was interesting to hear her talk about that, because I think we kind of do that eliminate, and then just go straight back to what we're eating. Like we don't have any in between times.
Yep.
So.
Kathy says the Johnsonville sausages are the best sausage.
So
I always get the jalapeno, the cheddar ones.
I get the jalapeno.
We have a
usually.
friend who may actually still be in the chat, who one time got us these giant packages of those Johnsonville.
Oh my gosh.
Smoked sausages.
So good.
It took us a while to get through them. I was so sad when they were gone.
They're
So sad. Cynthia says, "Don't cry, Miriam."
I know.
Let's see. And Christina says, Keto Chow has been the first shake that I actually love, so I'm hoping I can keep it once I get through the healing process.
Yes.
Marie says, the closed captioning is cracking me up with its autocorrect type mistakes.
I know.
Part of that is because we're using a terrible microphone, so it's not getting a clean signal. Mm-hmm. And part of it is we tend to talk over each other.
Yeah, I like to talk over Chris.
Brenda says, making my own kefir has been a huge help to my
nice.
system. I seem to tolerate dairy again.
That's awesome.
Speaking of kefir, we got to try going to Korean hot pots yesterday for the first time.
Oh, yeah. I actually got sick to my stomach.
She thinks there was some flour or stuff in some of the stuff.
It was so fun. It was so fun. And the people said there's no sugar, but sometimes it's not the sugar, it's something else. I had octopus. I had frog legs.
I had so much shrimp.
I had lots of shrimp. I had the beef and lamb and
but I didn't know if
cattle.
because they have a little pot on a burner that you're able to
cooktop that's right in front of you.
Cook your stuff in.
Yeah.
And the meat was great. I didn't know if the broth had flour.
Yeah, I think that was probably it. Because I felt sick.
And so it was supposed to be just a beef broth. Mm-hmm. But it also had acorns in it, so I don't know.
Mine had, because I got the miso.
You got the miso.
Broth. Mine had green onions.
Mine had that too, and these little weird red things.
I don't think I had the red things.
Mine did.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was a lot of fun. The kids
really
enjoyed it. It was a new experience.
And it was fun to see the octopus because we picked it up with the tongs and it's just this slimy mat, this slimy thing. And I'm like, I know what this is. I'm going to eat it because I'm being daring. So Max and Haley and I all got octopus. And I put it in the thing and I had no idea how long it takes to cook octopus. I've never done it before. And I pulled it out 2 seconds later and it was all done. It was all curly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. How could I eat this cute thing? And then I ate it and it wasn't that good. It needed butter and salt.
Okay.
I had no salt in my purse. It was in the center console of the car.
What? Shauna likes to roast radishes, and Kathy likes the radishes for the crunch.
Ah, nice.
Crystal says, I'm having chocolate toffee keto chow tomorrow with butter and bacon fat, daily minerals, and extra sucre drops.
Yay.
Nice. Bubble Stuff says, there are a few good talks on Utah. More than on
yes,
YouTube.
there are.
Utah. Charlene says, I thought you were going to say you met Kiefer Sutherland. We're on Kiefer, right?
What?
Kathy says, I haven't tried bacon grease. We're moving Monday, and I have to get rid of all my bacon grease.
Oh, sad.
I've tried bacon grease in chocolate keto chow, and
it's not that great.
Solidified and kind of formed a layer, so I had to heat it in order to be able to drink it, and the flavor was too strong for me. Wagyu beef tallow, on the other hand, that Chicago packing stuff is really good.
I need to make some creamies with that. I haven't done it in a long time.
Cynthia says, pat yourself on the back for trying
you.
something new. Okay, what's the last thing there?
Oh, sorry. Kristen added black cocoa to chocolate mint and says it tastes like thin mint. Ooh. What is it and what can you use it for?
Yeah, what is black cocoa?
Oh, it's just cocoa powder that's different color, darker chocolate.
What do people know black cocoa from?
A movie?
I'm feeding you the lines here. Oreos. Oreos are made with black cocoa. It tastes different.
It does taste different. We need to order some.
Black cocoa hits different. If you add black cocoa to, say, to vanilla or to cookies and cream, or in this case to the chocolate mint, it adds a different dimension of flavor. It's really interesting. So try mixing it in. In this case, someone, Kristen, really liked the way that it it changed the flavor of the chocolate mint.
Yep.
Let's see. And Cynthia, that was the packet. Yeah. And yeah, see, Jennifer says Oreos. And Evelyn says, yeah, Oreos have black cocoa.
There you go.
And I'm sure it's
don't
made
know
from
that.
the same stuff, just processed different. And,
Yeah.
and it has a different flavor to it. It's not the same as just
Yeah, it just
regular
tastes
cocoa
different.
powder.
Kathy, good luck on your move. Moving is hard and super stressful, so
It is.
hope that you'll be in our thoughts and things go well for you.
All right. Well, anything else that you wanted to talk about before we
I
get
know.
off?
I know.
What?
I went to a physical therapist today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited. She taught me how to do the MLD, which is manual lymph drainage, on
So
myself.
So for people who have lymphoma,
Lipodema.
not to be confused with lipodema, they're lymphedema.
Yes.
And-
Lipodema.
Yeah, lymphoma is a
Yeah, that was
cancerous,
the wrong
yes.
word.
So lymphedema, not to be confused.
Lipodema. Lips. Lipodema.
Lipedema is
Not
lipid.
lymphedema.
Yeah.
But both are, yeah.
Yeah, lipidema
Yeah.
is a disorder of the fat tissue.
Yes.
Lymphedema is a disorder of the lymph system.
Yes.
They both tend to go hand in hand.
They do a lot of times go together. So anyway, I have both, but I have more problems with lipedema, and it's fairly recent that I've discovered this. Blah, blah, blah. You guys all know that. So I found a physical therapist. She actually came to our meetup that was about lipedema that we had, and I met her there. But she works.
And she doesn't accept our insurance.
And her place doesn't accept our insurance. So I've been trying to find a place that does accept insurance. And I've been trying to go to like these different massage places. And I'm like paying $100 for this thing. And I'm like, okay, that felt good. But I don't really know if it helped. Like if I'm willing to pay $100 for a massage, which I feel like that's expensive.
That is expensive.
That's expensive to me.
Because so many times I've paid for a massage.
Never.
Why would I? I don't want anybody else poking me and.
Poking you. That's how massages work, just like this. Anyway, so I'm like, if I'm willing to pay that much for a massage, I'm willing to pay out of pocket for this lady who actually knows something about lipedema.
Okay.
So I went to her today, and she's amazing, by the way. She's super great. And so she had me talk through my whole story. I actually brought her my
your diagnosis.
From Karen Herbst. How do you say that?
Herbst?
I said it wrong. No, it's Herbst. Herbst.
Okay.
And so she was able to look through that, and we talked about all the different, diagnoses. And I told her what I'm doing, and so then she, after all the words, she's like, "So why did you come here? You know all this stuff to do." And I'm like, "Oh, that was nice of you to say." Actually, I don't. I said, I haven't tried the myofascial release, and I haven't tried the manual lymph drainage, and I don't know how to do it. So if you could teach me, that'd be great. She's like, okay. So then we spent 45 minutes, and she taught me, how to, where it is, and then she had me do it myself, and then she pushed on again, and then I did it myself. So I'm gonna practice.
Did you weigh 3 pounds less by the time you were done?
No, but I did ask her the question about peeing.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody tells me after I do like a treatment, I should have to pee, and I hardly ever do. I have a couple of times needed to, but I also always have to pee.
Okay.
I always have to pee. So that's not that weird for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I said, well, I do these treatments and I don't have to pee like everybody says. Am I doing it wrong? Or, what am I doing wrong? And she said, it's probably not that you're doing it wrong. It's probably because you're doing all these other treatments. You're not as clogged up as you think you are.
Oh, okay.
So things are still moving, and I'm still in a pretty good place. And she said, you know what actually would be cool is if I could watch you till you're 65 and see how your stuff progresses.
How old are you going to be until then?
Yeah, see how, it progresses because you've been doing these different strategies. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of you to say also.
All right.
So I'm excited to learn something new and to practice those things and see if it helps me.
Well, speaking of self-diagnosis stuff, Crystal wants to know where we went to get a CAC.
Oh, yeah.
So I mentioned to my doctor about it, and they never got back to me. So we just went online and found a local hospital that You pay $60
yep.
and they do a CAC score.
Yep.
And they give you the stuff. I think
it
they're
was
trying to maximize usage of their CT scanner.
Yeah.
So
it took like 15 minutes.
And we didn't even tell our insurance about it because they don't want to pay for it. They want to know the results, but they will not pay for it unless you live in Texas. In Texas, there's a rule that forces medical insurance to pay for CAC scans.
Really?
Yes.
Well, Texas, I told you. Texas is great.
GGB points out the standard cocoa is Dutched or alkalized.
There you go.
Pliver Keto says Liz is out of town for a school conference. Keto Chow to the rescue because Scott doesn't like to cook except on the weekends. Yes. Save your energy for when it's important.
Yes. That's right.
That is why I made Keto Chow. Let's see. Mike says lipedema. Jeffer says,
right.
Dr. Bickman is now suggesting that lipedema is not a fat disorder, but it's a collagen.
That doesn't surprise me because I have a lot of
That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah,
That's an interesting idea.
I watched that and it was kind of boring.
Okay. Kathy says I saw a post today saying Manjaro is good for the heart. Okay, so if you reduce the amount of metabolic burden on a person's body,
then that's good for the heart.
It'll be good for the heart. Mm-hmm. Here's another thing. There's a lot of people who start taking stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, problems that they've been having with, say, polycystic ovarian syndrome or other things that interfere with fertility go away because now they're better regulating their blood glucose levels.
Yeah.
And so all these women who could not get pregnant are suddenly getting pregnant because they're using...
It's magical.
These GP2? Anyway, they're using those sort of things.
Yeah.
Fasting will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Time-restricted eating will do the same thing.
Ketogenic lifestyles.
Ketogenic lifestyles will do the same thing. But it's interesting that they're saying it's good for the heart. Mm-hmm. But, of course, they wouldn't say that eating red meat is good for the heart. Even though I think it is. Shauna had a CAC done at Keto Salt Lake.
Yeah.
How often should you have one? I don't know. Every 4 or 5 years.
Well, it depends on what your score is. If your score is high, then you should have them more often.
Neely.
We've been talking about you.
Says we'd be happy to take all the zucchini. We just feed them to the chickens and they turn them to eggs for us.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Magical chickens turning zucchini into eggs.
Our chickens don't like our low carb foods as much.
Our chickens are weird. We're down to 2.
They like the beef. They will pick off the bones of any kind of meat that we give them.
Yep.
They like bugs. But they won't eat like celery or any leftover. Unless it's strawberries, they'll eat strawberries.
When we had our first batch of chickens, they kept their chicken run. There were no plants whatsoever.
I know. These two are so lazy.
Like, they would eat every single plant that grew, and so the whole area was just empty. Like, scorched earth. It was actually pretty remarkable. These 2 chickens that we have now...
They just can't handle it.
Yeah, they just don't care.
We need to go kill the weeds out there. Just chop them down.
I did actually spray the weeds.
Oh, and the chickens are in there eating the...
No, they aren't eating it. That's the problem. So...
Hopefully they don't eat the stuff and die.
Bubble Stuff says, I've been on Manjaro... that thing. For a year, and it was on... Bioden for 4 years prior. Wow.
And it helps.
GLP-1.
Yeah.
And that's interesting.
And I'm glad that it helps. And the thing is, I think it's great. It's a great tool if it's needed. Mm-hmm. Right? I just don't want to go on it until I've tried the other things first.
My friends say I'm a tool.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to go, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We have to take off because Neely's here, so...
Bye,
also,
Neely.
it's been an hour and 8 minutes, so...
Time to go to sleep.
Time flies. We need to go get Max ready to leave on a river trip tomorrow. All right, you all have a fantastic day, and we will see you next week.
Bye.